All right, y'all. This is a review for Bash in Berlin, August 31st, 2024. I thought it was about a middle of the pack show. Probably give it about a 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, somewhere around that range. Best match of the night. It's a toss-up for me between the main event with Randy Orton versus Gunther and then the strap match with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But I'll give the edge to Punk and Drew for this with the strap match. Just more invested into that storyline. Not really invested into Randy Orton versus Gunther, even though that was a pretty good match between Randy and Gunther. A lot of stiff shots, punches, kicks, chops. Very physical match. I think Randy dropped Gunther on the table, on the announce table, like it was like 5, 6 times, something like that. Thought that was a pretty good match. Punk and Drew thought they killed it. Strap match. So Punk got the win back. So now it's 1-1. Most likely going to the third match, which is pretty much going to be all things pointed towards a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood to end the feud. Even though CM Punk interviewed him after the match, said he wants to go after the winner of the Gunther Randy match. So he wants to go after the world title, but Drew's going to cut him off again. He might have a segment with Gunther probably on Raw tomorrow or a week after. So see what happens with that. But yeah, most likely gonna be the Hell in a Cell. Um, the Judgment Day match. Wasn't sure who was gonna go over on that one. I thought if uh what was it? If Dominic and Liv were gonna win, it was pretty typical gonna be interference from the Judgment Day. Even they interfered anyways and they still lost. So could it be leading to one-on-one match now with Damian and Finn Balor, or will they run it back into a rematch for this tag match, or do Rhea versus Liv, get her title back, and then you can do Damian versus Finn Balor, or will they push that match to SummerSlam, Dame versus Finn? So I have to wait and see on that. But most of the card is pretty predictable though, so a lot of boring spots in like most of the matches, but I give it about 4 out of 10 overall for the whole show. All right, let's get to it. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Cody goes for a suicide dive. KO hits a frog splash on the outside. Cody hit the springboard RKO. KO hit the senton from the second rope. And then KO hit like a sideways fisherman suplex off of the from the top rope, got a 2 count. And then about halfway through the match, Cody starts selling a knee injury. He tried the springboard RKO, but he couldn't do it because he felt some pain in his knee. And then like Cody's in pain or whatever. KO's like behind him. He's looking at him and he can't hit him. He couldn't hit him. And then outside the ring, Cody Rhodes is like, oh, he tells KO, oh, I'm okay, man, I'm good. Like he hesitated, KO. And then back in the ring, KO hit a stunner for a near fall. Cody hit 2 crossroads. He went for the third one, couldn't get it. KO hit a counter with a stunner, got a 2 count. And then Cody Rhodes, he hit the crossroads again, so pretty much hit 3 in a row. Or he hit 2 and then he hit 1 after, like it was interrupted. Usually hits 3 in a row, right? To get the win, but got the win with the third crossroads for the 3 count. And then after the match, they shook hands. And then I think KO just left the ring. So will they continue this feud or is it gonna end? Oh yeah, right there. I think they shook hands. Or did they just hug at the end? Yeah, I don't think they shook hands. They just hugged at the end. Yeah. So this might continue, but they should just do Cody versus Randy Orton, man. That's a feud everybody's waiting for with their history from their faction legacy or whatever. So yeah, just waiting for that feud. And then he's gonna feud. Obviously, it's gonna be Rock versus Cody at most likely WrestleMania next year, WrestleMania 41. So yeah, Cody retains his title. Pretty obvious, predictable. Yeah, so that was the first match. Second match, just another predictable match. Jaden Bianca win the tag titles back. So now it's the second time with the tag titles. What they should do is, since Bianca's already been there for several years, they want Jade to be the star, right? That's like the next big star in the women's division. So it could build to either somebody turning heel, like they should have the belt for a few months, and then have either Jade turn on Bianca or Bianca turn on Jade, and then have Jade go over in the feud leading up to WrestleMania. Or unless they're just gonna have them hold the titles until WrestleMania, and then they drop the titles of WrestleMania, the tag titles, and then the feud starts. Somebody blames somebody for losing something. I don't know. Just trying to give ideas for this, make this somewhat interesting. All right, next up we got strap match with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. CM Punk hit the GTS, and Drew went for the Future Shock DDT on the announce table. Punk countered it into a back body drop. The table did not break. This happened a few times during a lot of the matches. Like the wrestlers would go near the announce table, and the announce table wouldn't break. That was hilarious. I think it happened like maybe about 3 of the matches. The announce table didn't break until the main event, I think. Yeah, so Punk countered into a back body drop. Drew hit Punk with the steel chair. CM Punk hit Drew with the bulldog. Drew hit a Claymore. And CM Punk touched 3 corners. He was about to get the 4th one. Drew stopped him. Drew tossed CM Punk through a table on the outside when he stopped Punk from getting the touching the 4th corner. And then about halfway through the match now, each guy had he touched 3 corners. Drew had Punk on his back. He was touching it, but then as soon as Drew would touch the corner, CM Punk would touch the corner, but Drew couldn't see CM Punk's hand touching the corner because obviously because Punk was on his back, so he couldn't see. I thought that was hilarious. And then both guys went for the 4th one. There was like a struggle there, but they couldn't get it, so they reset the corners back to 0 for each guy. CM Punk got the sharpshooter in. It looked like from the angle they showed he had a Boston Crab, but then they switched it from the other side, and he had his legs twisted up in the sharpshooter. And Drew started tapping, so it's a 4 corners match, or a strap match, so doesn't work in here. No submission, no pinfalls. Drew hit CM Punk with a neck breaker, then he hit him with a Claymore. CM Punk hit him with a GTS, and then he touched all 4 corners for the win. But every time towards the end of the match, the finishing sequence here, every time he would touch a corner, he would hit Drew with his GTS. So he hit 4 GTSs on him before he touched each corner. I thought for sure Drew would counter it, or at least one of them, because that's crazy to take 4 finishing moves from the guy and then he touches every single corner after he does it. So I thought made Drew look a little weak there at the end, I thought. But overall, I thought it was a good match. Best match of the night, easily. Or about a toss up between this match and the main event. All right, next up, we got the tag match: Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Dom and Liv. Dom hit a shoulder block on Damian into the steps. Dom hit a tornado DDT back in the ring on Dame. Dame hit Dom with a Falcon Arrow, or I forgot what Michael Cole called it. Damien calls it something else. I can't remember. Liv hit Rhea with the backstabber. Dame dropped the Dom with the flatliner. And then Dame hit Dominic with like a clothesline from hell. Liv broke up the pin. Yeah, Sonya Hagi totally. Double Razor's Edge on both Liv and Dom. Judgment Day interfere, pretty typical. Dom hit a 619 on Dame, and then he hit a frog splash, got a 2 count. And Rhea Ripley hit the Riptide for the win. And they went against Dom and Liv. Show the ending right there. So yeah, either they're gonna run this back for a rematch at Bad Blood, or they should do maybe two singles matches. Do Rhea versus Liv for the title, get a title back, or and Damien versus Finn, or just do a rematch for a tag match. So see what happens, what they do for the build towards Bad Blood. All right. Got the main event now. Randy versus Gunther. Randy tossed Gunther into the steps on the outside. Randy hit or he tossed Gunther on the announce table. Or like he dropped him with that back suplex 4 times. And the table didn't break. And then you can see Gunther's elbow was like red and his shoulder both had like redness and bruising and stuff. So you could feel the effects from that. Orton hit a power slam on Gunther for a 2 count. A lot of stiff shots, like I was saying earlier. Stiff shots, punches, chops, and kicks in this match. Very physical match. Randy hit Gunther with the middle rope DDT, vintage Orton. Gunther hit Randy with a high German suplex. Like he landed on the back of his neck. And Orton felt like the pain and stuff after that. Gunther hit a splash for a near fall. Randy dropped Gunther with an RKO for a 2 count. Randy dropped um like he removed the bottom part of the top part of the steps, but he used the bottom part, the heavier part, and he did the back suplex on the steel steps on Gunther on the outside. Randy dropped Gunther on the announce table, like while he put the steps beside the announce table and did it. And the announce table finally broke. And they broke the German announce table because the whole night they were trying to break the Michael Cole guys' announce table and it wouldn't break. But then he finally hits him on the German announce table the first time and it breaks. That's hilarious. And then back in the ring, Gunther applied the sleeper hold on Randy, started hammering with elbows into the chest. And Randy dropped Gunther on his back. Then he applied he Gunther applied the sleeper again, and then this time Randy Orton went out. And Gunther retains. That's how the match ended. They show him shaking hands after. Yeah, right there. And then he just celebrating at the end. So yeah, I thought pretty good main event. But yeah, pretty predictable though, most of the matches I thought. So we'll see if yeah, so this thing is done. Gunther and Randy, he beat him clean this time. No controversy this time, like the King of the Ring match. Like what was the end of May? So we'll see who's Gunther gonna feud with now. Mm, maybe I'm trying to think who could he face? Because it's gonna be Drew versus Punk, Hell in a Cell. Seth Rollins is got injured or whatever. He's taking time off. Yeah, they're running out of maybe Jey Uso or Sami Zayn. Sami beat him for the Intercontinental title and he lost it to Braun Breaker. So yeah, probably Jey Uso. He's the other big name on Monday Night Raw. That's not really in like a big program. So yeah, probably Jey Uso, I'm thinking. Unless they gotta build somebody else up to face Gunther, maybe Bronson Reed, who's just been destroying people. Just put he put his face through the windshield last week, the car. Braun Strowman. So looks like they're building up Bronson Reed. So he could be a potential contender for Gunther. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. See who Gunther faces at Bad Blood. So yeah, that's it for my review for Bash in Berlin. See ya.